We have a challenge for you.
Challenge?
Yes, because when we talk about historic kart, there is only one person that can speak on TKART, and that person is you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
So we have a challenge because we have about 30 cards here, historic cards.
Yeah.
So you have to do a selection, pick up 5 of them because in your opinion they are very peculiar for one thing.
Okay, so we go first to the Hess kart.
Why?
Why? Because it's German kart,
Okay.
and two things. Because of ELO, the engine,
Okay.
yeah, which is actually an industrial engine.
Okay.
This is how karting started. You know, the McCulloch,
Yeah,
the West
sure.
Bend, they were industrial engines. And although the engine is an original German company,
Okay.
in the 50s they were bought by Canadian company, so North American company. And when karting started, in America they realized that this was quite a good engine for karting.
Okay.
So what they did, the factory in Canada contacted the factory in Germany and said, look, this is very interesting, this is a new sport, please find somebody to make a chassis.
Okay.
So, and they find the Hess company to make the chassis, and that's how it started in Germany.
That's a great
So
story.
that's why it is very interesting. And actually it's also very beautiful. This one, very beautifully restored, but it has a history. This is basically the start of karting in Germany.
Okay. Okay.
This is my favorite.
Okay.
It's a Swiss Hutless, and this is the only original chassis. Actually, this chassis is built by me. That's why it's interesting.
Wow.
And this is Peter's original chassis.
That he used.
That he used, and he used only twice.
Wow.
He used this chassis in 1979 in Estoril,
Okay.
where he should have been world champion, but unfortunately the chain broke.
Okay.
Yeah. And
79, even Senna was there.
yes, Senna was there.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the race where Senna made a mistake, where he let his team member pass, and he thought then we were first and second, but unfortunately he was second, and Peter Kuna, the Dutchman, was first. But anyway, Peter was there. He won the first final. In those days there were 3 finals, and if you won 2, you were world champion.
Okay.
So and he won the first one, and in the second one he was leading, and the chain broke the chain. Then we left the chassis, and we modified a little bit, but was never used again. Then he used the chassis with the modification, which was the engine mount.
Okay.
We modified, and he used in Estoril, in the Genk, and he won. And after that, this chassis has only run in historic in Marienburg.
Oh, that's a great story.
That's why. So big history. This one, yeah.
That's a jewel.
And actually, there are 3 of those. Techno.
Yeah.
So
From Bologna.
From Bologna, yeah, not Graziano. So no. Oh, actually, Graziano also made nice chassis, but this is the most famous. And this one is actually the trendsetter. It was the best chassis at the time. The first one with the engine on the side, so a magic. And what is nice, so this is the 1966, if I'm correct. And as used by Susanna Raganelli, who won the world championship.
Yeah.
And now it's demonstrated also by a girl, so by a female.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
this is really peculiar.
yeah, this is so the techno is where it all started.
With the pump here.
Yeah, for the brake, eh?
Yeah.
This one too is quite interesting because if you look at the techno,
Yeah.
basically the shape of the techno is what we're still using today.
Yeah,
everything is a bit bigger but basically they made the how chassis were. They were the first one to understand that road holding is important. Before that, it was basically engine.
Okay.
And this is the one which was made by Ronnie Peterson, the Formula 1's father, the Robari.
You told this story in our article.
Yes. So, and it took a different line. Yeah, you can see, and it's, let's say, called the A-frame.
Yeah.
So it's totally different from the Techno. It dominated karting for about 3 years, so it won actually 3 world championships. And at that time, so the end of the 70s, everybody copied.
Started to do
copy
the same.
this, but it actually maybe it was more by luck that it was competitive than the design, because afterwards everybody returned to I would
the
say the
original
Techno.
shape.
Yes, but interestingly, and the nicest copy of all is the BRL Drek.
Okay.
Yeah, that was same A-frame, but so nicely produced.
Okay.
So, but this is the original. So, and of course, Ronnie became very famous later on, and it was probably, I'm not sure, but probably the first one using not ordinary steel for the tube.
Ah, okay.
That's 4.
Last one.
The last one is a bit difficult to decide. Either the American Fox or the TKART.
Okay.
So
Because they are
they are American, and that's actually where the sport started.
Okay.
Yeah, so of course it started with the Carretta from Art Ingalls, the guy who invented more or less karting. But in the early days, even in Europe, everybody was using Dart or Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, and the interesting thing with the Fox is that the first Techno
Yeah.
is not the Kaimano which we just talked about, but the very first one, sorry, not the Puma, but the first Techno was the Kaimano.
Yeah.
And they called Kaimano because like the crocodile is very
Yeah.
low. It's basically a copy of the Fox. Yeah.
So they started with the copy of
The first chassis
Yeah.
for Techno, and then they discovered what road holding
Yeah.
was and made this type of chassis. So I think we do half this, one half that, and we have 5.
Okay. Okay. And which is your go-kart? Which
we have
go-kart you will drive?
So I'm driving this Landia, and the Landia factory is where I started my career. But it's also very short, so therefore, and I'm a bit, well, tall, and also grown a little bit. So that's why I'm saying I'm not sure I'm driving, maybe passenger. But this is my one.
And this is a restoration, or
Yeah, this is a restoration.
because it's a very characteristic restoration, because it looks like it's originals.
I try. So when the same with cars, when they leave the factory, they are not polished.
Okay.
You know, there's sometimes you see restoration when it's too much
They are
grown.
too much, yeah.
too much. So I try to
make
restore it as
like
they
the original.
like they left the factory.
Wow. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.